Hello everybody, Bad Wolf here with another video on modding the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Today's video is part 2 of the community patches manual installation. This video is dedicated to menu strings and why you need or may not need the community patch menu strings. It is optional, but also kind of at the same time necessary. And why I say it's optional is if you don't have many mods that adds menus to the start pause menu under mods. If you don't have many of those mods, then there's no need to have menu strings. But if, say, you have more than 9 mods that you've added that you know for sure has added menus to the start pause menu, and what I mean by those menus are ones that have the slider bars for changing graphic settings, because there's a mod out there for ultimate graphic settings. And then there's a mod called ESGO, which I will show you here in a few moments, that adds in a bunch of slider bars for different types of settings, which includes how much XP you'll get, during combat, location discovery, against humans, against monsters. There's also economy, basically, where you get to find out, you get to set how much money you get for doing contracts, or how much coin you get for killing a monster, killing a human. So if you have mods like that add slider bar menus to the start pause menu, then you need to have menu strings, because you only have 9 slots on the start pause menu. So menu strings adds in different types of names for each different part of a menu for a particular mod. Let's see, like it's just like she described here. Wasteland Ghost is the creator of the menu strings, and she had created ready, as she states in the description, 9 ready to use menu IDs with properly localized strings. The names are alchemy and equipment, camera, characters, combat, gameplay, quest and adventures, user interface, visual and graphics, and miscellaneous. The IDs are basically the same thing, except instead of spaces, you have to use underscores. And so she added that in there in the XML, so that way you can add menu strings to the mod that you have a menu. And if you say, well, I already know that ESGO, he made a patch for menu strings, so he already has all of his menus listed under gameplay. And there are several pages. If you go to he has a website for it. If you go to that website, you will see all the settings and what they mean, and what will happen if you change the settings, and what the outcome would be for your type of gameplay. Which I need to bring up that screen for that mod. but I won't do that right now. But anyway, that's a good example of adding a menu to the start pause menu. So first off, we need to manually install the community patch menu strings. And we're going to open it up by clicking on it and clicking again a couple of times. And then you're just going to drag this one into the mods folder. And it's replacing it because I did so many takes on part 1 that I just went ahead and I left the mod in there instead of taking it out. But you wouldn't normally see when you're installing it for the first time that you're replacing it in files, because mod menu, you wouldn't have it in there already. I did. So, but if you're reinstalling it, you want to replace the files. You don't want to skip, and you don't want to basically have 2 copies of the same thing in the folder. So now that I've got that loaded, now I need to open up the Witcher 3 mod manager, because I am going to install ESGO. So I'm going to click on Add ESGO. It's asking me if I want to run the script merger. No, I'm not going to do that yet. That's in another video. So I've got now ESGO loaded in. And here's the load order. We haven't made anything a priority, so the load order is basic and it goes alphabetically. And so when the game starts, this load order that is alphabetical, it loads in alphabetically as well, which I should have mentioned that before when I was discussing about Witcher 3 mods. That's why when you'll see in descriptions, they ask you to rename it if you're having problems with it, to where it will load after all the other mods. They'll tell you to put the letter Z in front of mod, or the 2 letters of Z, or any combination that would bring this down to like say Bootstrap registry down below the menu strings. They would tell you to put rename it to ZZ mod Bootstrap registry or something like that. But since I don't have a lot of mods in here, only one that I did the auto install, and then the manual install of all the community patches. I don't need to set any priorities. So now that I have ESGO in there, I need to get to the mod itself, which is right in the mods folder, ESGO. I'm going with bin, config, R4 game, user config matrix, PC, and there is the text file of ESGO, which is an XML file. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up, and that's going to be in Notepad++ that pulls up. And as you can see, I need to actually do a split screen and bring that up. So here is what the menu would be in the start pause menu for The Witcher 3. And we need to get this to where uh, it'll be able to display all the menus that are in this without without if you don't do it properly, you won't see the name of the mod in there. It will be blank, or and it's really weird too. If you won't see it, but there's like a small little space there, and when you move the the cursor down in the mods list in the game, you'll move it down, and it won't select. You won't see it. You won't see the mod that you thought had a menu. But if you scroll back up, scroll the cursor back up, all of a sudden it'll stop in between two of the mods, and with just a little line, and it's blank. And if you click on that, you'll discover, oh hey, there's that mod. It's just not listed. It's not showing me it. It's really weird. That's why you need menu strings. So what we're going to do is we're going to change the display name of the mod, so that way it will properly show in the start pause menu. And I know that the creator of ESGO has already did a patch for menu strings, so I already know what he called it, and he called it gameplay. I probably already mentioned that earlier. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to continue on. Now, in order to do that, we have to after we get in here, we're going to add in the words gameplay. Now, where do we place that? It's right after the first dot of mods. So you have the display name of mods.esgo underscore esgo dot esgo underscore general. Okay, so now we've got to change this, and right after the dot, we have to put in the word gameplay. And then we have to put in another dot. It always has to be separated like that. So now we're going to scroll down, and we're going to go to the next one that has the same type of title as this. Okay. When you see one of those, that's when you have to change it. So now we have another one. So we're going to change that. And we're going to change that to gameplay. And put another dot. And how I know that this is another one that I had to change. Well, we'll look at the first one. The first one says ESGO underscore general. That has the general settings for it. Dynamic scaling, group scaling, vanilla, and upscale. Okay, so now when I scroll down, I see this, and it's like, oh, this one says ESGO underscore enhanced targeting. Well, that has to be another settings option. So I went ahead and I put gameplay there. So now I'm going to scroll down, and it's just going to keep on continuing just like that. So we've got another one that says ESGO underscore combat control. So that's another menu. So right after the first dot, put back in gameplay, another dot. And so you just go on until you get down all the way through the list. And since there is only one XML file with ESGO, I don't have to worry about anything else. Once I go through all of this and reach the end, then I save it and it's all done. And then it will appear in The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, the Start Pause menu. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish this up. And then I'm going to start up the game and then show that it's in the game the way that I have everything typed up here. And I will see you after the break. For a little bit of time, I got everything set up on the menu strings. So let's go ahead and start up The Witcher 3. And we will see how it looks in the Start Pause menu. It's really not that hard to set it up and type in the words that you have to use. It's not that bad. You just have to remember where you put what and where. And once you do that, then you'll be able to do it more reliably. All right, so. Okay, so here we go. Let's look at the options. Mods, ESGO, General, Combat, Levels, Back. All right, so once I get everything else loaded in, when I do my gameplay playthrough, you will be able to see, and I bet you anything that this game is louder than me. So let's turn this down a little bit. There we go. How about that? All right. So once I get everything loaded up, and I know I have some other menus that's going to be being used. I use Friendly HUD, Friendly Meditation, Friendly Stash, and I know Friendly HUD and Friendly Meditation, they do have menus. So once I get everything loaded in and I start to do my playthrough, I'm going to do another video, one last video, show you all the mod menus that are loaded up. And then that's it. That'll be it. I'll be doing my playthrough. So again, thank you for watching. Hope that I am being very informative when I am creating videos like this for you. Leave a comment. I try to answer back as quickly as possible. Sometimes I get a notification, sometimes I do not. So bear with me. If you have any questions, I will try to answer them as quickly as possible. Thank you, and this is Bad Wolf. Good luck on the path.